Former Canadian ministers, including Lloyd Axworthy and Allan Rock, raised concerns about gaps in Canada's arms export regulations. They urged Anita Anand to strengthen safeguards, particularly regarding rules that allow the United States to transfer Canadian arms to restricted countries.
Ottawa, two of Canada's most prominent former foreign affairs ministers, are urging the Trudeau government to tighten safeguards on Canadian arms exports and close what they call critical gaps in the country's export control regime. The Honourable Lloyd Axworthy, who led the campaign to ban landmines with the 1997 Ottawa Treaty, and the Honourable Allan Rock, former UN ambassador and justice minister, have co-signed an open letter to all members of Parliament backing Bill C-233, an act to amend the Export and Import Permits Act. The private member's bill, tabled by NDP MP Jenny Kwan, seeks to align Canada's legislation fully with its obligations under the Arms Trade Treaty, ATT, which Canada joined in 2019. As Canadian organizations, faith leaders, and experts in peacebuilding, humanitarian assistance, and development, we write to encourage you and your colleagues from all parties to find common ground to support the movement to committee at second reading, the letter states. It warns that when arms exports are not subject to rigorous legal safeguards, children, who are disproportionately affected by armed conflict and violations of international humanitarian law, bear the gravest consequences. Axworthy and Rock argue that Canada's current regime, while strong on paper, still exempts military goods bound for the United States and lacks parliamentary oversight. They point to long-standing controversy over Canadian-made light armored vehicles sold to Saudi Arabia amid the war in Yemen, and more recent concerns about exports to Israel as evidence that transparency gaps persist. Civil society groups say the annual Global Affairs Canada report to Parliament remains inadequate, with confusion over what is covered under the Defence Production Sharing Agreement versus other channels. The former minister's intervention comes after Bill C-233 was defeated in the House of Commons, despite 15 Liberal MPs breaking ranks to support it. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly defended the existing system, arguing the bill would decimate Canada's defence industry and harm NATO interoperability. Industry analysts note the sector contributed over $7 billion to GDP and 64,000 jobs in 2018 and relies on integrated supply chains with the U.S. Axworthy, now chair of the World Refugee and Migration Council, has repeatedly called for Canada to re-engage globally and ensure its foreign policy reflects humanitarian values. Rock, who helped negotiate the International Criminal Court statute, has emphasized that Canada's reputation as a principled global actor is at stake. Both say the ATT was meant to ensure arms are not used for terrorism, human rights abuses, or gender-based violence, standards Canada helped write.